Welcome to the All Jammed Up podcast, presented to you by Music Never Stopped. Today is Thursday, July 31st, and today on the podcast we have Evan from the Good Trees River Band.
What are you doing, podcast for lot?
Yeah.
Come be on a lot podcast.
Yeah, hell yeah, All Jammed Up.
This dude's doing a podcast. If you want to be on some podcast, come give an interview.
Hell yeah.
All
Good morning, fools, and happy Friday, Junior. It's the All Jammed Up podcast, and I'm your host, Clint Dotson. Today on the podcast, we have Evan from the Good Trees River Band. They've been around for a little bit, kind of a southern psych rock band. Have some Americana roots, gone to a little heavier. Have 2 albums coming out this year. And I got to chat with Evan. And he's the man, dude. We had a really good chat. There's going to be a couple instances throughout the interview where you can tell he's ahead of me for some reason. I couldn't figure out how to edit it. It's maybe a little annoying, but it's only a couple times, so bear with us. Good interview, a lot of fun for me. I always love meeting these bands I haven't heard of and getting to learn a little bit more about them and then getting excited knowing that I hopefully get to see them in a show soon. So check this one out. You're going to like it. On the back end, we have a day-by-day preview for Halloween on Chloe's Corner. We look at the lineups for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, who we're excited to see, who we've never seen, that we might want to try to see. So all in all, it's a really great episode today. And let's get right into it. Evan from Good Trees River Band.
Hey, it's happening! Everybody stay calm!
What's the
Everybody
procedure,
stay calm.
everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm!
Alrighty, guys, we are here today with Evan Valentine. Valentine from the Good Trees River Band. How we doing?
Good,
today?
man. How you doing?
Doing good, dude. Hanging
Yeah.
in there. Monday, so I've actually been in New York all week for a wedding all weekend.
Not for fish.
So, not for fish, no, just coming back to reality now. So if I wasn't here or there, I would have been here for Widespread because they played 3 days here this weekend.
Nice. Cool.
But, you know, these guys just want to get married right in the middle of the summer when all the good stuff's happening,
Yeah.
so.
I know. Yeah, for sure.
So, Good Trees River Band, you guys are Southern Psych rock is kind of what you classify yourself as, right?
You know, it started as like Americana-based jam band stuff, you know, Southern influenced slide guitar and stuff like that. And we've definitely evolved into showing more of our psych rock influences, some kind of blend between jammy Southern rock and psych rock.
Cool. I want to get into that then a little bit, what kind of influenced that change in band. But before we do that, I want to just kind of learn more about you. I know you're the drummer for the band. What got you to start getting into music at a younger age, and what kind of musical influences were you listening to at first?
So, my cousin played drums, and I was always really inspired by him to kind of get into it from like a very young age. I think at like 5 or 6, I kind of was like, you know, hitting pots and pans and stuff like that. And I've always kind of had an affiliation for heavy music. My uncle and cousins got me into a band called Opeth when I was really young and took me to see them. So metal was kind of my foundation of like learning drums and getting into music in that way.
Okay.
But then, you know, I fell in love with jam music later on and have kind of self-taught myself how to play guitar and bass and keys as well.
Okay, so you're pretty much multi-instrument. Drums are just kind of where you focus most of your time
drums is
into?
the thing I'm the most good at. I say it's the one thing that I can make money playing. My skill level on the other things aren't quite there yet, but...
And when and where did the band form?
So, Gavin and I went to high school together in Massachusetts, in the South Shore. And we kind of started the band, like, you know, we were friends and both obsessed with music in high school and kind of, like, had the idea to do it. And it started
And it still was like metal was the influence.
No,
at
not
that time?
really. We were both both pretty big into like jam band stuff. Like I would say, one of our biggest influences at the time of wanting to start the band, and still to this day, is probably Mo. We all connected super hard and started going to see Mo shows all over the Northeast and seeing what they did, and also smaller bands like Dopapod and Twiddle and the East Coast jam band hype stuff just inspired us a lot to want to do that. So we started it right out of high school.
I think that's sick that Mo is kind of your key, because I do a lot of these interviews, and it's usually like the Grateful Dead or Fish is kind of like the go-to answers. And I feel like Mo's a band that's been doing it for a long time and doesn't get like the same credit.
For sure, man. And they've been through so much too. Like, just as a band, they've faced a lot of tragedy, and they always just come back super strong. And yeah, I agree. I feel like they haven't gotten totally the credit they deserve for being like some of the OG jam band guys. Yeah, I feel like there's that time in history where it's like the Grateful Dead like invented the improv jam band music, and then Fish like took it over, and like in between that there's Mo, and nobody really talks about it. Yeah, for sure. Because there was there was the birth of a lot of other bands, big OG bands. I mean, Humphrey started playing in the 90s, and String Cheese was already huge by then, and they were all kind of doing their own thing. But what I love so much about Mo, and I mean, you'll hear this from the other guys in the band too, is like the Allman Brothers is definitely another big one for us, and I think that Mo kind of showcases that a lot, so it makes sense. And you guys have a new album coming up. First single came out last Friday, but there's a song on the new album with somebody from Mo, right? So we reached out to Jim Laughlin. He was the original drummer, but now he's the percussion player and vibraphone player for Mo. And we reached out and had him track vibes and percussion on a song that's going to be on the album. Well, that's got to be pretty fucking sick, like full circle. Super exciting. Yeah, honestly, just the whole idea of being involved with them in any way has been a dream for us since the beginning, obviously. And getting to work with him on something and have him lay stuff down on our music is it's still kind of surreal. Yeah, it's awesome, man. It's exciting. So we kind of went on a tangent here, but that was you and Gavin's kind of influences was Mo in high school, and the band was formed. For sure. And then a big one too was King Gizzard. When we started getting into them around 2016, 2017, I think it allowed me to kind of put my heavier influences out a little more too. And the record we put out the last record we put out in 2023 is all heavy, almost metal, definitely big, inspired by psych rock bands like King is. Okay. And that word, I feel like a lot of these words, prog rock and psych rock, they kind of just get thrown around when there's not something easy to classify a band as. What does that mean to you? Well, similar to jam music, it's kind of an ever-evolving thing. And I feel like psych rock particularly has been popularized in the last decade, and it didn't really exist outside of underground music before then. And I think typically when people think of psych rock, they think of fuzzy guitars and kind of loud, thrashy, almost punk rock type stuff, but then also you get this floaty, dreamy, kind of light psychedelic 60s rock vibe to a lot of it too. Yeah. And both of those things exist in the jam world. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard to discern them both, especially with what King Gizzard has been doing. But I like to think of one of our goals as Good Trees is to kind of try and bridge the gap between what those two worlds are. Okay, nice. And the band name itself, Good Trees River Band. Where the hell did that come from? So that's a tough one. There's you'll get mixed reviews, mixed answers on that one. It kind of came from just a silly vocal stim joke that we had with each other in high school that I guess started from saying what's good. and then it became like What's Good Trees, and then the Good Trees River became like a fictional place almost for a short while, and we just decided to go with Good Trees River Band because it was.
That does sound like something dumb a high schooler would say. What's good?
Yeah,
trees?
exactly. And like, you know, we might not want to solidify that as the legacy. We might want to leave it up to interpretation and let some mystery take over. But that's pretty much it. You know, it was a inside joke, fictional place, and we just ran with it.
Nice. So, band forms, you and Gavin, and then Danny is the other guitar player. He was in the band in high school as well, right?
So he's the newest member. So we started it with it was me, Gavin, and Sam. Nice catch.
You see that spider?
No, I thought it was a fly.
Yeah. No, dude, the spider's been coming around here. I finally got him.
So it was me, Gavin, and Sam, who was the original guitar player in the band, and he is no longer in the band, but he still does artwork for us, and he actually does artwork for a lot of like smaller jam bands in the scene, even like Florida-based bands. At Java works with him a lot. Shout out Sam Attridge. He's just like a great poster artist. And
shout out Sam.
So we started the band with him and put out the first record with him, and then since then we've been through like a number of guitarists, but me, Gavin, and Ned Brady, the bass player, he joined in 2016, and us three have been like the core members since then.
Gotcha. And then at first it was the jammy Americana sound, and then you guys shifted. So now that we've gotten there, what kind of influenced that like shift in the sound, do you think?
Well, that record, you know, is kind of a collection of tunes that we wrote during lockdown. You know, I think every musician has some COVID lockdown music, and you know, a lot of it I gotta say a lot of it's probably pretty sad or angry sounding. So a lot of it, you know, that record was kind of a collection of that, but it was also like we were really, really into King Gizzard, and like, you know, Opeth had just put out some heavy stuff, and King Gizzard records, the Infest the Rat's Nest record had just came out, so that was super heavy, and we had all just been kind of feeling it, so we threw together like a collection of all of our most brutal shit.
Hell yeah. And now today, even with the new songs you guys are releasing, do you ever find yourself going back to those like Americana roots at all, or do you try to stick more with the heavier sound?
Sure. Like this next album we're putting out, Blowin Smoke, is totally a revisit to the Americana sound. There's not really any heavy tunes on it. It's got a lot of harmonica and slide guitar and bluesy licks and stuff like that. Definitely Mo and Allman Brothers influence on it for sure. But the next album, so not to go off on another tangent, but just to answer your question about the styles, when we recorded the tracks for this album, we recorded another album as well. And
in 2 days, right?
So it was about like 20 songs, 18 songs or something like that in like 2.5 days. Shout out Anthony Simino at Mojo Studios. And so this album, Blowin Smoke, is going to be the lighter, more Americana one, and then the next record is going to be a little heavier. That one's going to be kind of a mix of both sounds.
So you're talking to someone who's never been in a recording studio. I've never done, all the recording I do is right here in the mic. So doing 2 albums in 2 days, to me that sounds like impossible almost. Like, how is everything done when you're already in the studio and you're just like finalizing it all? Like, what kind of goes into that?
We wanted to streamline the process because the last 2 albums we made were really, really lengthy processes, and we would record each instrument individually, and it just took a long time. So with this, we went into it with the idea that we would rehearse for like a week or 2 straight leading up to it and get everything dialed in the way we want to, and record everything mostly live, and then overdub whatever we want on top of that. So most of what you hear on the record, like the bass, drums, and guitar, tracks are all recorded live together at the same time in like separate rooms where we could see each other, and then vocals, guitar solos, and like little auxiliary things were overdubbed later. And it was really hard. I mean, they were like 14-hour days back to back, and we drank a lot of coffee and did a lot of dabs.
The dabs and coffee was that hippie speedball?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So I also read that on the album, the new one, Blowin Smoke, that comes out in October, right? You guys just released one song, also called Blowin Smoke, on Friday. But everybody in the band was involved in the songwriting process for this album, correct?
Yeah, and kind of in a different way than before. Like, before we would kind of all get together and iron out the songs, so that it was, each one was fully collaborative. And now there's a lot of tunes that, like, for example, Blowin Smoke, just Gavin and Danny wrote that all the parts and everything for it. And there's another song that we're going to release as a single called The Candle that I wrote all the parts and lyrics for. So we're kind of like taking a step towards showcasing everybody's individual writing strengths rather than here's what we do when we all get in a room together at the same time.
Okay, and when you say you write every part of the song, I would assume that, like, you said you know how to play guitar, but I would assume you're not as good as Danny the guitar player.
Oh, for sure.
So when so when you bring him, like, hey, I wrote this song, your guitar looks something like this, does he, like, hey, okay, cool, but let me make it better? Like, what does that kind of process look like?
There's definitely some freedom, some liberty when we bring parts to the table and it's like, hey, here's how I want this to sound. Obviously let your creative mind run with it and see where it goes. But for the most part, well, actually, it's hard to say. Some of the songs were really collaborative in that way. And once you might bring something to the table and once somebody hears it, they're like, oh, but what about this? And then the song evolves in a different way. So yeah, it depends.
Cool. And then, as you guys are doing this, I always think of jam bands as like, if you're trying to get into a jam band, the best way to get into them is seeing them live.
Right.
Like, that's kind of the whole thing, is like live production is the best you're going to see a jam band. When you guys are writing all these songs, are you thinking about like how they're going to translate live? Or are you just more focused on producing a quality studio song?
A little bit of both. We don't want to put too many bells and whistles on a track to make it where we wouldn't be able to get the point across live. We still want it to be, palatable, and we're able to do the song justice live. But at the same time, there's a lot of moments that like we kind of leave up to the improvisation of the live setting. So like there's moments of songs where on the studio it'll be a quick passage, but that's when we like really explore and jam for a while at a show.
Yeah, and so when you're writing the song and you present it to the band, you're like, hey, in the studio version it's just going to be like this, but when we play it live, or is it understood, or is it like changed night by night? Like how's the exploring it being improv? How is there like some what's the word I'm looking for? Like structure to it,
it totally takes on a new life, like all the time. Sometimes we'll accidentally stretch a part out for too long, and we'll be like, oh, maybe we should do that. Maybe we should stretch it out there.
Yeah.
And that kind of happened recently with one of the songs. It's going to be the last song on Blowin Smoke. It's called Obvious Fool. And there's a section in there where, like, we weren't intending on having this breakdown be the jam, but then we did it live one time. Gavin started playing harmonica, and now we're like, oh, man, okay, this is what... We got to stretch this out. So it totally takes on a new life once you start playing the songs out.
Okay. Yeah, that always interests me. Like, the music is so improvisational, but there's got to be some structure to it, So I always like to hear how like other people go through it differently.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's kind of, I think, a lot of the magic in improvising and jamming is taking that risk and not having it be too structured and kind of just letting the song, let the music play the band, as they say.
Have you ever had any instances where you guys were like trying to get a little exploratory and just kind of fell on your face during the show?
It happens. It happens to the best of us.
Now, do you think that the fans usually pick up on that, or are you guys just like, you guys catch it so quick and go somewhere else that we don't even notice it?
I think we have actually gotten a lot better at that this past year. Like, there's inevitably going to be some moments where, like, when we're jamming, our brains are hearing two different things that, planning ahead 16 bars, and then it kind of mishaps. And instead of, we've gotten better at rolling with the punches and going with the flow and not being like, whoa, what the fuck just happened? You know what I mean? So I feel like those are the moments that the audience notices. It's not really when the music gets chaotic for a second. It can kind of be exciting, but when you see everybody looking around and shooting dirty looks at each other, then you know somebody fucked up.
Yeah. Especially like if you guys are playing smaller venues, I feel it's a lot easier to pick up on those looks than somewhere
for
bigger.
sure. Yeah.
That's funny. On your guys' website, it kind of talks a little bit about like how the band came to be, and like after a thriving first year of like different gigs and private parties, weddings, that kind of stuff. I want to hear like what that was like the first year of just like gigging, and some of the successes you had, and maybe some of the failures you had, and how you guys were able to keep going.
Yeah,
that.
I mean, so when we started, like, oh boy, some thunder. When we got Ned, finally, we were playing like a couple gigs without a bass player, and it was just like totally silly. And we finally got Ned and started playing some shows and writing music and, getting gigs, and it was just really exciting for us. We were very green, and we built it for a few years and moved to Providence. And then COVID just kind of fucked us, and we had to kind of rebuild from scratch. Like most of the momentum we had was gone. And so when Danny rejoined, we got booked to play a wedding, and we needed a guitar player. And so I had been playing gigs with Danny in another band during COVID, and I hired him to do the wedding, and it went super well, and we realized that we both loved Allman Brothers and Mo and Government Mule, and we were like, all right, let's try writing some music as this lineup and booking some shows. And that's really when it started to pick up again. Like after COVID, we just kind of flatlined for a while. And once Danny joined, there was like this newfound chemistry, and we were able to like actually build something again.
Yeah, tell me about some of those wedding shows too, because I just went to a wedding this weekend, and they had like a nice there was an MC, a DJ, and a sound guy. These big speakers, and I'm like, y'all could have got a full band for that price. And I always wondered, like, when you bring a full band out there, like, what kind of songs are you guys playing? I mean, you're not going to be playing the Cha-Cha Slide and like shit like that, I'm sure.
So this was a pretty one-off thing. It's our friend Derek and his wife Kelly are huge Mo fans. They met at a Mo show, and so, another project basically that, not to tie Mo into everything that we do, but we don't really do it anymore. I haven't done it in a while, but we had a Mo tribute project called Kings of None. And us and some of the Good Trees guys and some of the guys from our friends from New Hampshire would play Mo cover band shows. And so Derek, my friend Derek, reached out to see if Kings of None could play the wedding. And the guys from New Hampshire weren't able to do it, which is why I had to get Danny. And so we were like, let's do some Good Trees stuff as well. And so they're huge Mo fans, and that wedding was like fucking awesome. It was up in Vermont, and like they walked down the aisle to a Mo song and then like lit a joint, and like we played a bunch of Mo for them, and also like Brown Eyed Girl and some of the classics. But no, Good Trees is not like a classic wedding band by any means.
Well, yeah, that's like what I was thinking is like, I mean, I saw that whole DJ setup and I was like, you could get a live band for that price. But then I was like thinking of like if I were to get married,
Yeah.
what would I want? And I was like, there's only so many songs the bands that I would want to play my wedding are gonna play for a wedding.
For
you know?
sure. I mean, there are some, I've played a lot of weddings down here in Key West, and I've kind of witnessed how intense the wedding band market can be. And, when you're paying 10 grand for a band to come play your wedding, like, they'll play whatever the fuck you tell them to play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, I personally think it's way cooler when people try and just hire, like, a small band that they're fans of. And they'll still, like, you can ask them to play some of the basic wedding shit that everybody wants to hear, but like, getting a Grateful Dead cover band to play your wedding sounds badass.
Yeah, do you know the band Kindle
Oh,
Street
yeah.
Company? They're like one of my favorite
they're fucking
bands, and, like,
awesome.
I'm homies with like a few of them in the band, and my girlfriend and I are always like, when we get married, we're just gonna get Kindle Street
Dude,
Company
it'd
to
be
play. They would crush it. They would
such a
crush
party.
a wedding, dude.
Yeah, that'd be so fun. Yeah,
they would crush.
yeah. It's
a
like
wedding.
imagine Andy Frasco playing your wedding.
Yeah, that's a
That'd be
good one too. Sticking on the topic though of weddings and cover songs, I took the time to look at your guys some of the set lists that you guys do, and you guys have you got Billy Strings covers, Black Sabbath covers, some ZZ Top covers. What goes into you guys choosing, I guess, the whole set list? And then when you decide to, whether it's 80-20, whatever percent covers, what goes into those covers?
Yeah. So, first of all, we kind of look at where we're playing and what the audience is going to be like, and like, if we're playing a fucking bar on a main street where we know the bar owners are going to want us to do 50% covers, like, we'll write a set list to do something like that. Ideally, we in an hour set we'll play one or two, if any, but we've kind of have this method where every time we have a run of shows coming up and we want to learn a new batch of songs, we'll have everybody in the band pick one that they want to learn, and then we'll all do the homework for it and then learn those songs for the runs. So, like, kind of get to showcase our individual influences in that way.
Yeah. What would be like the ideal set list for you? Not for the fans, but just like for you.
I mean, doing a bunch of our we're always super excited to play the new stuff. Like, we're always trying to write and introduce songs, like, pretty frequently. And so we get excited to play the new songs, and I do like playing covers, especially there's a few that we kind of put our own spin on and, like, get to jam out a little bit. And obviously they're crowd pleasers and memorable moments. Ideally for me, it'd be like 90% originals and then, one or two covers.
What would be your favorite songs to cover then?
I have been liking playing that Billy Strings song, Gilda Lily. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, like, I've been itching to play some Sabbath, just seeing everybody's been doing it since Ozzy passed, so, and Gavin destroys the Ozzy vocals. He's got a really good voice for it, so it's really fun to do that. We play NIB, which is a fucking badass song.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people did War Pigs this weekend, just like looking at set lists.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, that one's so good that you got to.
Yeah, for sure. I know. I can't even complain. Like when that's the one everyone's doing. It's like, if you're playing Paranoid, whatever. But War Pigs is sick.
Yeah, it is. So you're based in Key West. Is the rest of the band down there too?
So Danny just moved here. He just signed a lease for a place down here. The other guys live in the Northeast, in Rhode Island still.
God, that's got to make touring a little difficult.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the whole reason I moved to Key West was to, I play music full time down here, so I quit working in a restaurant, and moving here, even though I moved 1,600 miles away, has allowed us to do a lot more stuff, just because I am able to invest more money in the band. And we've also been able to grow in markets down here more consistently.
Yeah.
So it's kind of good having two base points on opposite ends of the East Coast because we can cover a lot of ground in between.
Yeah, and I guess those, like, that area of the Northeast, and then I guess Florida's not as big as a market for jam in the East Coast, but I feel like you can get quite a bit of, like, Key West and that southern Florida.
For
scene
sure.
there.
I will say, I think, you know, Key West has a great jam band kind of scene. There's a lot of love for that stuff, but it is a tourist town. St. Augustine has a really cool music scene. We've been trying to build there. We played at Sarbez a few times. We did a King Gizzard after party. And I've just kind of fallen in love with St. Augustine. I think the scene there is really cool.
Yeah, and I've talked about this on the podcast before with a couple other people, but the main conversation being with Taylor and Reed from Ajeva. And the St. Pete scene, it might not be like perfect for jam band, but there's a really good Grateful Dead community.
Oh, for
there.
sure. And that's all over Florida, dude. Like,
Crazy Uncle
yeah,
Mike's or
Crazy
something.
Uncle
Isn't that
Mike's,
like a good
and then there's one in Port St. Lucie that I played with Joe Marcinek. I'm forgetting the name of it, but and then also in Tampa, there's a Skippers. I played at Skippers this year, and I was like, holy shit, man! Like, you know, the Deadheads are alive and well in Florida. You know.
That Skippers place, they don't play there anymore, but Uncle John's band used to play there every Sunday night for like 20 years.
So I played with, I do shows sometimes with a guy named Waynard, and he plays in a band called Rainbow Full of Sound. They're based out of New Jersey, but they play a lot in Florida.
Okay.
And he actually got, he's great friends with the guitar player, I believe his name's Aaron, from Uncle John's band.
I just know Rich, the like lead singer guy.
But yeah, we did a gig. I did a gig with him at Skippers actually.
Yeah, Skippers is cool. Cage Brewing is pretty cool. I think there's Bayboro too in St. Pete. That's a good one.
Yeah, I wanted to get into Dunedin. I've heard that Dunedin.
Oh yeah, the
Brewing
Dunedin
is
Brewery is cool. Yeah, man. There's definitely some good spots down there. And like I said, I went to Key West 2 years ago, and I went to a really cool bar. And there
was it
like
the Green Parrot?
It was on the corner, and it was like next to that one. There's like it's like a huge bar that has a house band. There's like a strip club attached to it, and then down the road on the corner, there was a bar that had like a Grateful Dead band. I can't remember what it's called.
I mean the Green Parrot is like the heady bar of Key West. They do a lot of Dead shit, a lot of bluegrass, a lot of local bands, but the Green Parrot's the spot, man.
Yeah, I wasn't with a super heady group for that bachelor party, so I rented a bike and I did some exploring on my own.
Yeah.
A couple too many beers, and I was like, wait, I don't know how to get back now.
Yeah, it's easy to get lost down here, man.
So what's the band's plans for touring this year? Are you guys waiting for the album to come out, doing it before the album?
Yeah, so we have a couple shows next month in August. We're playing at Soundcheck Studios in Pembroke, which is a dope-ass venue in Massachusetts. They've been open for a few years and have done a lot of awesome shit, and now they're having consistent like national jam acts every week. Shout out Soundcheck Studios. We're playing there with Skyfoot on Thursday, August 21st, and then we're playing at Homie Collective, which is like a festival in Mass, EDM and jam festival. And then September we've got like a 2-week tour planned that starts in Key West. We're gonna do like 4 or 5 nights down here, and then go up to Macon, Georgia, play in Raleigh, and Wilmington.
No love for Asheville.
Dude, we were trying. We've been trying to get gigs in Asheville. It's a little hard to get our foot in the door there. We played, tried to do a Giz after party, but there was a lot of competition.
Yeah, those weekends when they have like Billy Strings and Widespread, there's just so much going on.
And
if you don't know someone or get here ahead, I would imagine it's pretty tough to get one booked.
Yeah, and I forget, we played at Hawks I forget the name of the place. But
Grey Eagle?
Yeah, No.
Yeah. No.
It wasn't in town. It was like 2 miles away, and it was kind of shot. It was the same talent buyer as the One Stop, and I tried to get into the One Stop, but they had like Snozzberries or something playing.
Okay. Do you ever play with those guys? I feel like you guys kind of have a little crossover.
I did a couple gigs with Ian, their keyboard player, down here in Key West, and I've been in touch with them about trying to do a gig. I really like them and a Java. I really want to get gigs with, man.
Yeah, those are both two guys in the podcast, man. We got.
I know we do. I love a Java, man, and like shout out Snozzberries too. But like I've seen a Java a handful of times because they come to Key West all the time, and they're just like they're so sick. And I just really think like what Good Trees is trying to do is kind of similar. We both are jam bands that love that kind of heavier psych rock thing, weird time signatures, and fucking love a Java, dude. Would love to play with those boys.
Yeah. I saw them like once or twice in Florida, and then they actually just came up here and played a free show maybe 2 or 3 months ago, and they definitely blew like way better than. I think when I saw them in Florida, I was kind of like at a bar and they were just like background, and then here I went to go see them.
Yeah, it was like a show.
Yeah, I was really impressed with them. They were really good. So hopefully they come up here again.
Yeah, 2026, I'm manifesting it now. There will be a Good Trees of Java show.
Yeah, man. Hopefully we can work something out with the Snozzberries too. I know a couple guys in there, so I'll ping them and let them know.
Sweet, man.
Help you get something there. Cool, dude. Well, I think that pretty much wraps up all my questions. Just for fun, maybe you can finish us up here with like a cool, fun tour story from your guys' band.
Oh shit.
Something funny, something like can't believe this shit happened to us.
I mean, there's a couple. I guess one thing that is pretty funny now to think back on is last year we did the. This is so silly. We did the King Gizzard after party tour. We followed Giz around their summer tour and played a bunch of after parties. We went out to Colorado and did like a Red Rocks pre-party. And like, we were so ambitious. This was our first time ever playing out west, and like we didn't have shit like routed, like no logistics were planned. We didn't have hotels. We didn't have guarantees for these gigs, and we were trying our absolute hardest, and we did make a lot of fans, but like, dude, we all ran out of money, and like we were in Colorado. I remember like we were in Colorado
calling your mom.
Dude, I'm out of money, and like hungry, and Gavin's like going to get some food, and he like tells me he's gonna buy me some food, and then comes back with no food for me. And then, like, later on, it was, like, all good, but we got into, like, a huge argument about, like, Taco Bell, like, fighting over the Taco Bell in Denver, downtown Denver, like, late at night. And we're just like, oh, I just remember that was a rough moment, but great to look back on now because we overcame it. Shit got heated in the Taco Bell in Denver.
It's easy to do that, man. Get ambitious and then be just like, oh, now I don't know what to do.
Man. Touring like broke is tough, and you really gotta. It's fucking hard, man. You gotta line up a lot of logistics, and I don't think a lot of people really understand like everything that goes into like booking a tour, and like especially as a small band, you got like we didn't even have a TM. Like, it was just us and our buddy Matt who was selling merch. And, like, it just, it was a learning curve for us big time.
That's hilarious, man. Cool, dude. Well, this was a lot of fun. Let's keep it. I'll let you just cue all the dates for what the new song is coming out, the album and the tour. So go ahead and plug all that stuff.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Maybe I have them right.
Yeah,
let's see.
I think I got them too.
So you guys did just sign a new record deal.
Yes, we're signed
last month, right? That's
with Getcha
cool.
Records. They're based out of Nashville, but also loosely Colorado. AJ Fullerton runs that. Okay, here we go. I got the schedule right here.
There we go.
All right, so yeah, we just released Blowin Smoke on Friday. Song is out. Stream it wherever you like. Second song is Russian Dragon, and that is the one with Jim from Mo on it, and that's coming out on August 22nd. So that's actually the day we play Homie Collective. That'll be pretty exciting.
Okay.
And then September 19th is the third single release. That's the song The Candle that I was telling you about that I wrote on the piano. And then album comes out on October 17th. So
October
about
17th.
a month
There we
between
go.
each single, and there's 2 more before the album comes out.
Hell yeah. Well, I really appreciate it, man.
Yeah, great talking to you, Clint.
Let's stay in touch.
For sure.
Hopefully we can book something here in Asheville.
Yeah, I
one
would
of
love
these
to
days.
make it happen, man.
Thanks for
For
coming
sure,
on.
man. Talk to you soon.
You just got jammed.
Alrighty, guys. Welcome back from that interview with Evan. We're back with another,
Chloe's Corner.
and you can tell the studio looks a little different. I guess we talked about this last week, right?
Yeah, so I plan to arrange this tomorrow somehow. I have to get a vision for it, so I'll work on that tonight. But this will be the new temporary, but for a long time temporary studio.
Yeah. And I would like to say, too, for whatever it's worth, that hopefully, I know there's been a lot of virtual interviews over the past few weeks. I'm going to try to start stepping away from that and going back to in-person interviews. I think they're better. I think I'm a better interviewer. And I imagine they're probably better to listen to when they're in person. So yeah, hopefully we'll be getting back to that soon. I guess it's been a pretty crazy summer, and I've had a lot of people actually reach out to me to set up interviews, and the way that usually goes is virtual. But we're gonna get back to our roots here and try to do as many as we can in person again.
Yeah, that was definitely a goal when we first started out, was we did want to make it something that was different, and I think doing it in person did make it very different. So it is our goal to make as many of them in person as possible. Obviously that can't, do you want me to turn that off?
No, you're good.
Obviously that can't always happen, and there will be ones that will just have to be virtual, but we'll get back to trying.
Yeah, I think the hardest part about virtual too is like when like sometimes they like lag out, or like the one that went out today for some reason, he was like a second ahead of me, so like I wouldn't finish asking a question and he already would answer it, and there was no way for me to edit it. It was just like that connection was a little off, I guess.
Yeah.
And my connection was being weird the other day, but
like maybe your connection was slow and his
was
it
a
just
little
caused
quicker,
you to,
yeah.
yeah.
So I'm not sure what it was, but hopefully going forward there won't be as many. As I say that, I think both are virtual next week, but
But guys,
We're
it's
working
a
on
long
it.
game.
We're working on
It's
it.
a long game. Give us time. This Chloe's Corner is again brought to you by Reframe. We have our Volvo
Cheers.
glasses. Cheers. Just because it's so fucking good. I will say, so they do kind of taste like an edible, and I guess they release new flavors. We haven't tried those, and I'm looking at you.
hit my boy up. Hit my boy up. This episode is also brought to you by Halloween, I guess technically.
Yeah, I guess technically, yeah. So we're gonna do a Halloween lineup, kind of overview. Preview, there we go.
Yeah.
That's the word.
Because we will be covering Halloween this year.
How fucking sick is that?
Maybe a couple lot podcasts, maybe a live podcast, who knows?
Who knows? Keep your fucking ears open. We'll be hearing about it.
But we'll be out there.
So I figured we're gonna go through what we consider the highlights of all the days.
I think we should start from the bottom and go up too.
Okay. Okay.
So on Thursday, do you want to go first?
Okay, so I'm gonna hit with my sneaky,
Okay.
out of the entire day, who my sneaky hits are, and then we'll discuss our big hits, yeah?
Okay.
So my sneaky hit, the Heavy Pets.
Yep. Florida band.
Yeah, South Florida. Love that. Very cool.
I believe they play with friends of the podcast at Java quite a bit.
Yeah,
I believe so.
that's sick. I like that. Yeah, I put SoFlo represent funky rock next to them.
There you go.
So I'm excited for that, but then also Disco. Always gonna be excited for them.
Can I throw one in there that you missed?
Hit me.
Future Joy?
Okay, so
Another Florida band, I believe.
are they?
Well, remember Chris Dyer talked about it in our
Yes.
Yeah.
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 There's, and we thought that it was
Future Bird.
Future Bird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, so when I was looking them up, because I went through and listened to little snippets of each of these, I went into listening to Future Joy again thinking it was Future Bird. So, so that's on me. I'll figure out the difference. But interesting, yeah, because I did look them up. That will be a fun one. That's your sneaky hit for the list?
Yeah, I believe Disco Lines may be the Disco Biscuits, like EDM, or maybe Mark Brownstein. I believe it's something. Let me look it up.
Where are you seeing Disco Lines?
On the very first one.
Oh, I thought we were still at the bottom. We said start at the bottom.
Oh, I lied. Disco Lines is just a DJ.
I'm always down for Dirty Thursday, Friday.
Yeah.
So that is one. I will say, yeah, I like to be pretty upbeat Thursday, Friday, and I think we'll get there. I'm excited for Mo. I'm so excited for Mo.
2 sets
again.
of Mo. String Dusters with Sierra Hull will be cool.
Tape B. Love Tape B.
Yeah, him being second line there kind of surprised me. But maybe that's just my friends like Tape B a lot.
What do you mean second line?
Like,
Oh, I see.
Yeah, if we're looking at the same thing here.
Yeah, so, yeah. I don't know Mersive.
I've heard of him,
Yeah.
but I don't never
the name's
listen to
not
him.
around for me.
Yeah, so
And then-
Thursday I would say good day, but not the best day.
Agreed. I also want to know, no one is ever going to give me the answer. What's going on with string cheese throughout this week? You know?
They're
No
just playing.
Sunday cheese.
They're just playing a Thursday instead of Sunday.
Why? I want to know their reasoning.
That I don't know.
Because Sunday is always church. Sunday will always be a church day. And I did string cheese on Sunday.
Do you want
is
to let
always
him out there
yeah.
or something? I like yours better.
He's gonna have no one to hang out with.
I think disco though will be like a super late night set, which I like that.
That will be fun.
Something funky to kind of still dance to, but come down a little bit too.
Yeah.
I think that'll be a good one.
Yeah, so Thursday will be good. I'm excited. I'm kind of excited to see how they situate the vibes of this, because I do think a lot of people come into Halloween with the expectations of Thursday, Friday, party, Saturday, Sunday, pretty much recover.
That may just be us.
Maybe. That is very true. We only know what we experience. We're
Exactly.
almost there. Okay, moving on to Friday. My sneaky snake, Sun Squabby.
Mine is Tractor Beam.
Really?
If they're who I think they are, I think they're very funky,
Yeah.
and I've heard them before, and yes, I do think they will be cool.
Nice. Hell yeah.
I'm very excited for LSZ that day, though.
Oh, that's one of my highlights of the weekend, I think, is going to be LSC for sure. This is going to be a loose night.
Yeah, 2 sets of Disco Biscuits. Alineium,
Okay, I looked them up, wasn't fussed. I think it was a bit heavier than what I liked.
like Wub Wubs?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe. Don't quote me, everyone. But I do like the more Tape B, LS Dream, Closey kind of vibes, and I think Elenium was a bit bassier.
Okay.
But then we got more string cheese. Yeah, we got
Pigeons.
Pigeons. I'm very excited to see Pigeons.
They're like the first jam band I ever knew, and I've still never seen them.
I thought we saw them somewhere. I thought we saw them in like St. Peter, Tampa.
Maybe at the Crowbar?
That's what I'm thinking.
Maybe we did.
I feel like we maybe saw them once. Maybe not, but I am very excited to see them. They are high on my list. That's going to be one I won't miss.
Saturday now is going to be a funky day.
Saturday. Okay, Glass Beams, Parcells, Zed's Dead. I haven't listened to any Zed's Dead, but I have numerous friends that are obsessed.
I don't know how to say this, but Arc de Soleil, I think they're
Arc
pretty
de
fun.
Soleil, I think.
Yeah, they're funky.
Ooh,
Obviously.
Blondish, I listened to them today. Really love her, I guess.
Is
Really
it
love.
a DJ?
Yes.
Okay.
I put a little note. No, I didn't. I didn't write a note for her, but she was a DJ and she was very cool. And then Dogs.
Dogs.
No, we're gonna get down to Dogs.
Grace Bowers.
My
Snozberries.
always excited for Snosberries. Absolutely.
Is he
And then
barking
Grace
again?
Bowers. Yeah, just ignore him. He's fine.
Okay.
Grace Bowers. Excited to see her finally.
Here I'll say it live on the podcast. Saturday, November 1st, Halloween is going to be the best day of the festival.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Such a good lineup.
So,
Glass beans, parcels, dogs in a pile, string cheese. I think Saturday and Sunday are going to be the best days.
Sunday, 2 sets of Goose.
Two sets.
Extended 2-hour set of J-Rad. Sick. Daniel Donato, Molly Tuttle.
Shadowgrass.
Okay, I listened to this, I don't know how to say it, but Susto String Band.
Mm-hmm.
They're sick. They're really good.
What kind of music are they?
Strings. I think
Like bluegrass?
I think it's technically bluegrass.
Nice.
I listened to I was playing songs and kind of fast forwarded into the first minute. I was at work all day today while I was doing this. I didn't have that much time. Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, that's going to be... I haven't really spent that much time looking at this by day, but now that I've done that, I'm even more excited.
Good.
Friday is probably the day I'm least excited for, but then I say that, and there's 2 sets
That's
of Disco
crazy.
Best, LAC, and then I look at Thursday, and I'm like, well, that's really good too.
I think, in my opinion, Take These String Dusters, Disco. Yeah, you can't go wrong. Mo. Oh, we skipped over Mo, dude. 2 sets of Mo on
Yeah.
Thursday.
And if they played anything like the last time we saw them, as heavy as they were, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Today's interview with Evan, they were inspired by Mo,
Yeah.
which is cool. I feel like you don't hear a lot of bands, so our inspirations were Mo.
Yeah.
And they're on their new record, Blowin Smoke, coming out soon. They have a song with Mo on it, or one of the guys from Mo.
No
So I was
way.
like, that's
Good
fucking
on
sick.
them,
Yeah.
dude. That's awesome. Imagine.
Yeah, man. Well, yeah. So go buy your tickets for Halloween if you haven't now.
Yeah, I'm so fucking
I mean, it's always worth it. We've been going now. I guess this will be my 4th. Your 3rd, right?
Yeah.
And my 6th time at Sewanee. Dope place, the best place for a fest.
6th time. 3, 4. What were the other 2?
Tipper,
Yeah.
and I guess that's it actually. So that'll be my 5th time.
Sorry to call you out of this.
Yeah, no, you're right. For some reason, yeah, no, that's it. But
No, yeah, I guess it would be your 6th.
no, it'll be my 5th. It'll be my 5th because I've been to 4 Halloweens and Tipper and Friends, so it'll be my 5th. But best festival ever, I would say. It looks like.
Yeah, in our fucking opinion, hands down best festival.
And I've been to a lot of different venues now, and Sewanee is 1-1, not even close.
And I think the way that they set it up for Halloween too, because I do think it felt different at Tipper.
I kind of liked it at Tipper.
I know, but it felt different.
I wish they had Tipper on a bigger stage.
Agreed. Doing Tipper and Friends on the amphitheater stage?
Yeah.
No. I'm just a no about that. I get what they're trying to do because it's small and it's kind of the spookier stage.
I just feel like Tipper was, but I guess it worked. It did work.
It did work. It worked. I think I just like to be able. I don't like to feel cramped.
Yeah.
And,
Well,
I'm
honestly,
always-
I felt more cramped in up, because when we were because the first night we were pretty close to the rail, and I feel like we had a lot of room there.
I was creating quite a lot of room around you. I was getting stepped on quite a bit.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I felt like we had pretty good room there. And then when we sat back on Saturday, I do feel like that was super, super crowded.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, no cushy couches allowed.
Yes, I feel like there was a lot. I get that. I do get that rule. But
Do we know?
when the space is smaller, the space was behind, the seats was big enough to allow that.
Yeah.
So I get it, the general idea of the rule, but in that instance, I felt like it worked. We could have done it there.
That is why Halloween is superior, dude. You set your hammock up, you lay your blanket down.
No rules.
Oh, no rules.
Anything else?
Let me take a gander.
Ooh, new Alex Bazemore band. Show this Saturday.
Yeah, and what even is he? He's Future Man or something? What's he called? Robo Man?
Kid Blaster and the Blasters, or Kid Blast and the Blasters.
That's fire.
It is. I think it's Saturday. Saturday at One Stop.
I'm gonna dress up as Jimmy Neutron and just be like, blast off. Is that what he said?
Brain Blast.
I thought it was blast off. Brain blast. I had a brain blast just then. There's a new Charlie Crockett song out. I don't think I mentioned it. We did listen to it. Crucified Son.
I think maybe we did. I don't know.
We listened to it we were in the car somewhere. We were driving somewhere. But different sounds than previous albums. I think I've said before that a lot of his albums do tend to kind of sound samey.
Mm-hmm.
This one feels a little different. And then the vibe I was getting from it, he has been speaking out a lot about the music industry lately. And it feels like a song about that. Could be wrong. I'm quite dumb.
I have mixed feelings on Charlie Crockett. Sometimes I hear things about him. Sometimes I don't know how I feel about it. Sometimes I like his music. Other days I'm like, this is whack. It's real hit or miss with him.
You were very anti him when we first got together.
Strictly, I think I've told this story in the podcast, but strictly because he was the last show before Billy Strings. The first time I saw Billy Strings.
Honestly, that's pretty fucking sick that Charlie...
I just wanted Billy Strings to come out.
Yeah.
And I was
So
like,
it is a you problem.
well, maybe. Not the other things. It's a Charlie problem.
Oh, yeah.
But who knows? There's no truth. Just a work telephone.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, how
Anyway,
that
it's a
goes.
good song. I liked it, for what it's worth.
I do like his music.
FWIW.
I do like most of his music. I do like, and I wish I saw him again at a smaller venue.
When I saw him at this little venue in St. Augustine, and Vincent Neil Emerson opened for him, and it was
Vincent Neil Emerson opened for Charlie Crockett.
yeah.
Shouldn't it be the other way around?
Which I did think. I think that Vincent Neil Emerson kind of had a pretty quick
Okay.
jump, I think, at one point. Like, he kind of spiked.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty... But both incredible. Both fucking sick. I wish when I went that I knew more Vincent Neil Emerson, because I know quite a lot of him now. And at the time I didn't. I was just so excited to see Charlie.
I would like to address as well, this is not the only shirt I wear. I just often wear it around the house. It's my around the house shirt. I feel like the last 6 podcasts I've been wearing this shirt, so I had to address it.
Also, when we started this podcast, I had like a little bit of a crisis being like, well, if I'm going to be quote unquote on camera trying to be some kind of personality, I have to have like some kind of swag. I come down here with wet hair after a 12-hour shift in the same pajamas every week. Same pajamas.
I think like 90% of our listeners are audio.
It's
so.
really, the watchers are Eric, Preston, and Grace.
I don't know if Eric's a watcher.
You don't think so? Eric Elfie, in your next summary, please tell us if you're a watcher or a listener.
I think he's a Spotify, or he might even be a Apple Pod
But
listener.
I do it on Spotify, but I still watch on
Oh,
Spotify.
okay. Yeah, you can. But I feel like no one, except for Preston, is doing that, crashing the cars and shit. Sorry to call you out, Preston. Love you, buddy.
It was a good episode, okay? Can't miss it.
Hopefully he didn't do it on Monday when Sugar Leg was on.
Yeah, we could get another text. Just watch Sugar Leg episode. Crash my car again.
Alright, you ready?
Yeah.
Oh, it's already 8:40?
Yeah, I'm ready to end this day.
Alrighty, guys. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday with another new episode. And remember, wherever you are right now is exactly where you're supposed to be.
Come along, have a drink with me. We can talk about the world and how the world it turns so slow. Oh, oh. Day and night I found cars they drive and planes they fly. I look into the sun and the sky, you're so bright. It's you that I have found. not much longer now. Or if the world would just slow down. Stars, they sail across the sky, and I could watch you dance all through the night. When the rhythm is right, oh, and I know the sun is rising now. Or if the world would just slow down. With me and I'll move with you, and I could spend the rest of my life by your side. It's you that I have found. Oh, and I know it's not much longer now. Or if the